I'm telling you, do not date these dads, even if they have grown children, because they will still try to force you to be a mother, even if the kids are grown. Look at this story. I got this on Reddit. And y'all know, I told you, stepmoms get screwed over so bad. Especially if you are a child-free woman and you don't want to be a parent. You've never ever thought you would end up in that situation. Like, they are going to make you be a grandparent, if not a parent, even if you're child-free. Even if you're like, yay, I got out of having to ever raise. Guess what? This is so enraging, this story. But it is a cautionary tale, so that if you are out there dating, or if you are currently in a relationship with a man and you think you're in the clear, I want you to watch out for this, because this seems to have been there. It doesn't seem like this man tried to force his girlfriend to become a stepmom, but now he's trying to make her be the grandma. I swear to God, I've stopped believing that men aren't doing this on purpose. I don't think they're always aware that they're doing it. But that doesn't mean they're not still doing it, because that conditioning is deep. It's so deep. And they have been conditioned to devalue our labor in terms of pay, but really value it in terms of like wanting to use it, but then not understanding why we're so mad when we will not do it for free. Like, the way that they devalue it and value it at the same time is just, it's brilliant, honestly. By the way, I'm kind of slow launching a What the Hell Mail column. So if you have a story and you don't want to write into Reddit and you want to write into me, go to my website, melaniehamlet.com, and submit a story there. Can't guarantee that I'll do it, but I'm taking submissions. And if you really, really love my work, please follow my Patreon. I have a live coming up. We're going to talk about storytelling with one of my mutuals and the creative life. I do watch parties, meetups, travel content, all kinds of stuff over there. And that's what keeps me going and pays my bills, because algorithms are not reliable. So thank you, Patreon people. Anyway, let's get into it. Actually, before I do, I know some horse people follow me. This one's for you. Not many things seem to threaten men more than women who ride horses. What? I, female, 38, married my husband, Sam, 47. Okay, we got a 9-year age gap. It's not huge, but, this can be, a future hospice wife situation, but whatever. That's another video. Shout out to Candace Kelly for the hospice wife term. Sam always knew I did not want to have children of my own. By the way, I haven't read this in a while, so this is going to be, I just skimmed over it. He was fine with, he was fine with it because he already had a kid. I'm telling you, men want children more than women do. They don't want to be dads. They don't want to parent. But you will never convince me they don't want children more than we do. Especially the ones who claim they don't. They need a legacy. Anyway. His wife died when Leah was 10 years old, and I met him when she was 15. Okay, so right there, sorry, Mose, I'm going to put you in the background. That to me was not a red flag. She met him 5 years after the wife died. So now this man was probably out there shopping around for a mom for that girl, but who knows? Maybe he was not. Maybe he was grieving his wife and he didn't go out and, bring a new girlfriend to his wife's funeral like so many men do. So this to me was kind of like, oh, okay, 5 years after she died, right in the thick of parenting. Okay. I didn't meet her until a year after dating. That's a good green flag. I really think that when men want you to meet their kids right away, it's because they want you to parent those children. Cook for them, clean for them, do all the morning routine, the nighttime routine, literally everything, because they don't want to parent. They'll do anything to get out of parenting. So this is a green flag to me here, is that he waited a year to even introduce them. She was a sweet young adult and we got along great. I did not move in with Sam till Leah left for college though. Another good sign, right? He didn't move her in even once, they started dating when she was 15. I guess, she moved in when the girl was like 18 or so. So nothing yet screams like he's just looking for free labor to parent his child. Seems like he may have actually showed up and parented his own child. Although men, they usually find like their mom or their sister. Men have the biggest network when it comes to parenting when they are single dads, and single moms do not. And women will come in and swoop in out of nowhere and make sure that those children are fed and all kinds of stuff. And especially a widower, Are you kidding me? The amount of food and just help that men get when they are a single parent, not due to divorce or affair or anything like that, but because she died. Do you know how many women show up for these men? Same does not happen when women's husbands die and they become single moms that way. But even men who divorce and for terrible reasons, if they don't have a woman that's already swooped in to take over all that, women show up. And if you have men in your life and you are showing up for these men, please think about that. They are expecting you to do that. Anyway, so he waited till after she's in college for her to move in. So all that domestic labor, he was in charge of, I'm guessing. Maybe he hired someone. Leah got pregnant last year. Oh, Leah, you know what? Dad seems to have not done one of his duties, which is talk about birth control possibly. You know what? I didn't even notice that before. This seems like a lack of education on Dad's part. Not saying that, she couldn't still get pregnant, but I mean, seriously, how many dads are teaching their daughters this stuff? Just saying. They don't even want to change their diapers. Do you think they're going to talk about the birds and the bees? Anyway, her boyfriend did not want to keep the baby, but she still wanted to keep it. I'm also guessing that Dad may not have been the best counsel for his daughter when this was happening. Didn't explain what that would look like. Didn't tell her it might ruin her life if she doesn't have money for this child. Didn't really talk. I'm guessing the dad did not, but I don't know. I'm assuming a lot, but I mean, what are the chances? He broke up with her. Shocker. Leah moved back in with us because she could not afford her lifestyle without him. Okay, see, right now, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have moved back in, but I am saying my guess is that what are you? Girlfriend, wife, I forget. I'm guessing that he did not really discuss this with his wife, or this person writing in, the wife, may not have really fully thought this out. And again, I'm not saying I really think that we're too harsh. I think kicking kids out at 18, in the US, that is so normal. That's not normal around the rest of the world. The whole bootstraps, individualistic mindset. I actually wrote about this for The Guardian, by the way, years ago. But I am against enabling sons to live at home, not pay rent, because daughters are always going to be held to a different standard. They're going to have to do chores. They're usually we know we treat daughters very differently. So I don't believe that you should enable your sons. And if they do live with you, they got to do a lot of stuff. But my guess is that the husband really, either she didn't realize what this is going to look like, what a bad idea this might be, and may not have voiced it herself, or he didn't even, ask her or give her an option in this. I don't know. But I'm also curious, what does this mean? Could not afford her lifestyle. This makes me think that perhaps she's a big spender. Because what does that mean? I don't know. She worked as a teacher and he was the breadwinner. So my guess is that she had, a higher standard of living, but lived on a teacher's salary. Now, I know teachers. I have been a teacher myself. I come from a family of teachers. My mom's a teacher. My sister was a teacher. All my love out there for teachers, but they do not make money. So yeah, it sounds like she got pregnant with a boyfriend, not married. So now she doesn't have, this seems to be like a failure on the dad's part to really set his daughter up. But again, don't know for sure. I had concerns about how she was going to raise a child on a teacher's salary by herself. Well, at least she has one parent, or, not even parent, sorry. One adult in her life advising her on how this is a terrible idea, because it doesn't sound like the dad really talked about this, because she says, I suggested getting him to pay child support. She did not want that. What? Sam thought I should stay out of it. Fine. Okay. See, now I hate you, Sam. Not hate, that's a strong word. Sam, this is where your patriarchy is coming out. Oh, look at you flipped around. Rotisserie chicken, Mom. The father told her to not give really good advice, stay out of it, but guess who the consequences of all this are going to fall on? It is never going to be dad. It is never going to, whenever men make bad decisions, or in this case, someone that they are somewhat responsible for still make bad decisions, guess who pays those consequences? Always the women in their life. Because here we go. But once she had the baby around 4 months back, Leah seemed to realize having a baby is not the sunshine and rainbows she thought it was. Now, I also know that a lot of stepmoms can be really mean and unfair to their stepdaughters, but that's not what this video is about. She barely got any sleep during the last 4 months. And again, if dad had prepared her for this more, but maybe he doesn't know because maybe he didn't do anything when his wife, who's now dead, the mother of his child, maybe he was not involved in any of this, and maybe he was like, didn't realize it's a lot of work. All the while, Sam was helping her with the baby while I did almost all chores myself. You know, she did not sign up for this. She did not sign up to take over all of the domestic labor because he's busy helping his daughter. He could help his daughter and do the chores. But you know what? I get this. Maybe it's a team effort. She's going to step up and do more, but she seems pissed about this. She seems pissed. So my guess is that there was no real discussion around this. He just tapped out, put it all on her because he has to help with the baby that he invited into his home, probably without really caring about the impact on her. Now her leave is ending. Great. They didn't even think about this. As soon as I heard this, I was like, what the hell? Childcare is so expensive. Teacher salary cannot afford childcare. The whole salary would go to childcare. But she is living at home, so maybe it works. She did not want to leave baby at daycare or with a nanny. Oh, okay, so she can afford it because she's living with Sam, and I both work as well. She asked if I could stay home with the baby. Wait, hold on. Let's see how old she is. I forgot. 38. 38. She could still conceive her own children at this point for several more years. Like most of my friends had their children between 38 and like 44 because they all work and have they just wanted to do their thing and waited as long as possible, and they are very happy, honestly. 38. Now she's supposed to be a grandma. She has a huge career years ahead of her, and she's supposed to drop that to become a stay-at-home grandma. What the hell? I said no. First, it is not my baby. Good for you. And I never wanted to raise a child. Bing. And second, I have work. Exactly. There's literally no reason for her to do that. If anyone should be doing it, it's her husband. But even still, that's going to impact their whole income and everything because of this decision that he made to bring his daughter into the house with a newborn. And again, they could afford childcare, but no! Someone must stay with the baby. She asked Sam, who asked me to do it instead. I swear to God. Men love to triangulate you. Men love to triangulate women against each other. So now, again, I swear to God, unless you work really hard to push against patriarchy and you have very strong boundaries and very, high self-worth and stubbornly stick to this, the weight of patriarchy will constantly try to crush you, kill your dreams, push you into stuff you don't want to do. And men will constantly make women enemies with each other rather than own up to what they don't want to do or the mistakes they're making or the affairs they had or this nonsense. Like, what the hell? I know that when there's a step parent, I have a step parent too. I've been through nasty divorce in my family. I have navigated all this. I have friends who are navigating this. I know a lot about this, and I get it. I get that a lot of things have to go through the primary parent or whatever. But right now, this lady needs to be fucking pissed at Sam more than the daughter. She has every right to be mad at the daughter, but this issue is because of Sam. Sam's refusing to, have any boundaries with his own daughter because men don't like the consequences of that. They don't want it, they'll do anything to avoid us being mad at them, angry at them. If they truly, care and want peace in the home, they will literally triangulate any women in the home against each other so that they can just, you see this all the time, y'all, especially when there's an affair. The wife, it will put 95% of her anger towards the woman and not the husband who stepped out. Do not let men triangulate you. They will try to do it constantly. It's what they've been taught to do, usually to avoid consequences of their action or labor or some crap. God, this makes me so mad. I refuse stating the reasons again. Sam couldn't stay home because he earned more than me and covered more bills. And again, even though that makes sense, it's not fair. He has put her in that position where it's like, whoa, the same way men will be like, I'm telling you, do not let men convince you that you staying home with the child, they're letting you stay home. I hate that language. They are letting you have the job that is 24/7 without any paid vacations, any breaks, nothing, and no money or retirement or social security or anything, no career future. They're going to let you do that. And they do this all the more when they make more money and they cover more bills. So now it's like, it's just math. Why wouldn't you stay home? We're going to pay more in childcare, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, but when women stay home, they ruin their careers, sometimes, especially in the U.S., because they get punished for that gap. I don't think it's bad over here, but in the U.S., I've heard from so many women that they literally, like some of my friends, even if they didn't want to go back full-time, they always had some sort of job because they will be punished when they go back into the workforce full-time. They will be punished and they'll lose years of retirement or 401k, whatever. I don't even know what that is. I've never had it. But all those benefits that they could get and are for their future, lose it. And men will be like, but I make more money. It only makes more sense. It is not that simple. One of my mutuals, Paige, covers this all the time in this specific topic. Let me know if you want me to go over this more, because I've learned so much about this and just how much of a hit women take when they quit their jobs to save money because it only makes sense. No, it doesn't. I asked why Leah can't stay home with the baby herself. Oh my God, I didn't think about that. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Why isn't she staying home? She said how she was young and had to build a career. Yeah, you do. I said many people take breaks to raise kids, and she broke down crying about how she was so tired all the time being a mom and needed something else in her life too. Here we go, right here. This is why I swear to God, there are one of my mutuals has an account about just regretful mothers who all these women all over the country, maybe in the world, write into her and she reads anonymous letters from them. If you are not sure if you want kids, if you follow this account, you will finally be confident in your decision. It is just endless stories of women who got talked into being a stay-at-home parent or just a parent at all. And they had no idea what they were signing up in terms of like how much they were going to sacrifice and how if they didn't really want kids, they missed their life. I mean, and even the moms I know who love being moms, but whose careers are really important, like some of them who are stay-at-home moms would still put those kids in daycare a couple days a week to get a break, to hang out with other adults, to have something in their life other than a tiny child they can even talk to or can't have conversations with. Like they want part of their life. They don't want to lose themselves. And again, because this young woman doesn't seem to have been prepared for what motherhood was actually going to be or what trash men, especially dads, are. Now this stepmom, who was not even a stepmom, this is her, like the girl's husband's wife. I hate how we just call them stepmom, stepdad, when a lot of times it's like, you were never, like my stepdad, he didn't raise me at all. My mom met him like when I was like about to leave home. So he was never a part of my parenting. He's like my stepdad, but really he's my mom's husband who I've known for a long time. He's a family member, but he was not a dad to me at all, which is fine. I didn't really want one. I already had one who didn't cause enough problems. So imagine the audacity to ask this woman who did not raise you, wasn't even at home with you, literally, met you and knows you a little bit, but was never your parent. Imagine asking all of this of her instead of your own dad. But again, I blame the dad for her even feeling entitled to asking her father's wife to do this. She was not her stepmom. If she was her stepmom, maybe it would make a little more sense why she would even ask, but she wasn't. Oh God, okay, let's just get through this. Sam feels bad for her and thinks we should help. Do not fall for this. Y'all, you know, men will do this. My mutuals have talked about this. They'll be like, we need to blah, blah, blah. Or the laundry needs to be done. We should really go get some groceries. You think, they'll just insert whatever time-consuming, labor-intensive chore that needs to be done, and then they'll be like, blah, blah, blah needs to happen. And who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Or they'll say we, but what they mean is you. There is no we in her making all the sacrifice. I suggested she pay for a nanny with her income, but Leah doesn't want strangers looking after the baby. Okay, I'm blaming this on dad. How in the world does this daughter feel so entitled to the free labor of this woman? Where did she learn that? Maybe she learned it in the first many years before her mom died. Maybe her mom was doing all of that. I don't know. But and maybe she did whatever. Maybe she's just asking this stuff because it makes sense to her. The job of parents is to teach their children, right? And this man is not standing up for his wife. This man is not standing up for his wife. That is literally the problem. He will not set boundaries with his daughter. I don't want to have opinions. I want to be mad at me. The things they will do to avoid women getting mad at them by literally pitting women against each other is next level. They are so good at this. Both of them are pressuring me to stay home with the baby so she can go to work, and I'm standing firm on my decision. Good for you. This gives me hope. I'm trying not to make videos where it's just like, ah! I'm making this to show you what men do, what's behind it, why they're doing it, how they do it. But I also like to show hope, and this is hope, man. She's, checking in with the internet to make sure she's not being a jerk, but her instinct is to say, hell no, and I love that. I love that, because that is not something that we are used to seeing. We are used to seeing women, bamboozled into playing caretaking roles they never signed up for, and they were even very clear they never wanted to do. And the men will just convince them out of pressure or using their daughter to pressure them. And this woman's like, no, and all these reasons why. I love this. This gives me hope. More of this energy. Stop doing labor for men. Let this man do the labor. And honestly, this makes me feel like this man doesn't really respect or appreciate his wife, because asking her to do such a huge thing without caring about the impact and then trying to pressure her and team up with his daughter, that is a sign of a very bad, I don't say bad man, because I don't think it's like people are bad or good, but that is a very selfish, entitled man. And I'm not a fan of Sam. I hope she leaves Sam's ass for this level of ridiculousness. He will not take no for an answer. He's trying to coerce her into being a freaking parent. Leah said yesterday how she wished her mom was She wished her mom was alive since she would have had her back. She said, I didn't love her. My husband is also mad at me. Oh, God. Honestly, I could see why this young adult would say this. I can't imagine what it's like to lose your mother, especially at such a young age. But if there is beef between the daughter and the stepmother, or the wife of this husband, that is always because of him. There is beef between those two. It is because of him and what he is refusing to do or deal with or have conversations about. God, am I the asshole for refusing to help my stepdaughter with her baby? Do not let these men convince you to be a parent, a caretaker, take care of their parents. They're going to do that. I swear, that's what's next. If it's not the baby, it's going to be his parents when they get sick. The way men want, they assume that the women in their life will show up and be a caregiver of somebody, including themselves. The more we stand in what we want the more we refuse to do this, the more they're going to be forced to do this labor themselves, or at least think about things before they sign up for stuff. Because we're done. We're done. Our work is valuable. Our time is valuable. Our love is valuable. Our energy is valuable. And if they do not value it, farker. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. I love it when y'all share stories that relate to these topics. Again, I know that some stepmoms can be awful. I know that some stepchildren can be awful. But I swear to God, at the end of the day, a lot of the time, it is because the man is triangulating them. Because he doesn't want to do some labor or doesn't want to deal with some. Let these butchers duke it out. Don't fall for it. Anyway, let me know what you think. And let me know if you heard the comment song. And follow my Patreon if you can. There's a free tier also, just because. Camping and pizza, getting pizza from a machine. Yeah, you just push some buttons and pay with your card, and $10 later you get a giant pizza. Moses in the... Look at this. Look at the scenery. This is in a grocery store parking lot, and Moses always so stressed out. Like, what are you doing? Bitch, get back over here. He has separation anxiety all the time anyway. Pizza camping, my last night camping. I was like, fork it, I'm gonna eat some pizza instead. The baguette and cheese and all those stuff I do that's super cheap all the time. Anyway, look at this. This is how it literally cooks the pizza. They have a baguette machine too on the street. Look at that. Et voila, the pizza. It was pretty tasty, but not cut. Look at the view. That's my neighbors with the van, and look at the, yep. They put honey and goat cheese anyway. This was my camping trip, and I'm doing camping stuff on Patreon too. Look at him. He's always got an eye on me. Look at this, look at this. I camped all summer, or like 3 weeks of the summer. It was awesome. And I have some camping survival tips on Patreon's coming soon. Another camp video. Look at this sweet baby. Thanks for the comment song. Did you hear it? Bye.